a little bit more dive and better Wukong Akali, as you were talking about. So much backline threat. To me, you look at this draft and I'm thinking, Caps, they put a target on your head and they're looking to take you out of this game.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen this kind of strategy a lot at Worlds. It's an Orianna super premier pick, and then
Jackie Love is just getting the better of Hanwha in this bot lane 2 versus 2. Remember, an early base comes through from Hanwha. Jackie Love goes for a bunch of fights, then he goes back and he TPs early, coming back to lane, and he keeps up the pressure. He's built up a very nice lead in the bot lane 2 versus 2, and the pressure he has resulted in...
Blade, nice timing on the level 6. Debating if he wants to commit further. Does use the all-out, but Pathmaker just going to use it to escape. Ulti for ulti, but they get the flash from 369. Traded for Lebrov's as TES. See an opportunity bot side. G2 stepping too far forward. Q flash from one goes completely wide, but it doesn't matter. The concussive blows connecting in the end, and it's first blood for Jackie Love.
G2 try to find a pick onto 369, but Top Esports converted into a collapse of their own.
Caps down below 50% and earns the objective pretty effortlessly.
And it feels like a repeat of what we saw in the first game of Swiss. Top Esports finding these early leads, G2 not really having many options to trade back elsewhere on the map, and Top Esports are playing with these advantages very, very well. They've accrued a 1k gold leads, they have full control over the early objectives. They're trying to make a play on a Jackie Love, but he's not afraid of anything.
Entering strike goes wide, but the ulti from Bars does not. Immediate TP in. Lebrov about to get one shot. Jackie Love happy to have a second kill. Hung gonna make sure he donates. No, they donated to Cream, who contributed nothing, but will get all the cash.
I mean, I think honestly it's worth. You get your 2 stacks Dark Seal, and you get more money on this Akali that you want to have burst damage.
But still costs the flash and ultimate from Caps.
Yeah, just as we were saying from Champion Select here, as soon as you get Orianna in the side lane, and even honestly before that, Akali was very, very happy. Now we'll see the other side lane up here.
Cumon here to cover, but Kanavi's finished Trinity Force. A lot of potential burst damage, even in the face of the Sundered Sky healing. Broken Blade zoned away completely from this top lane tier 1, and 369 builds that individual lane advantage, and the rest of the team now coming home to reap the rewards. Caps and the rest of G2 want to cover. They do not want to concede this tower. Lebrov ghosting in. Riding in on a steel horse, ulti available, no flash, but he might not need it. Hung gonna be sacrificed. TES sticking around a bit too long on the top side, and Caps happy to reap the rewards.
So all of the supports are the party favors that you were mentioning. Willing to donate the sacrifice, as you say, Kanavi.
Kanavi kicking things off with the Cyclone. Cream waiting behind. Still has access to the perfect execution. Excuse me. No, on cooldown from the previous play. Portabelt also used with the public execution. Taking out Lebrov. And it's not just the mid laners taking the kills, the junglers as well.
Top Esports see 2 members of G2 walk up into the river and say, didn't you just use everything to kill our support?
We've seen this game before. We saw it in that first match of Swiss. The early lane swap was a bit different, but this control, the advantages they built in lanes, transitioning it now into the Herald, TES dominating game 1. All in though, Caps! No time for redemption!
Cream, baby, back to his origins on the Akali, abusing Orianna. Beautiful stuff here from TES.
Truly a perfect execution there from Cream. He didn't even lose any of his HP. 100-0 Caps, no flash on the Orianna, and now the side lanes, I mean, just look at the minimap, fully in control for Top Esports.
Cream having a hell of a time here. Broken Blade trying to move forward with the Pathmaker, but again, 2024, the one time we've seen a best of 5, Caps Tristana, 3 games, winning every single lane against Cream. Game 1 in 2025, G2 ignoring topside, letting that wave be deleted because they know they need to defend mid lane. Rift Herald, Kanavi mounted up, looking for a knock-up, unbreakable for a brief moment. Now moving into the backside, that's the Cyclone. Cumon gets out the Crescent Guard to mitigate some of the damage, but he's still locked down by Jackie Love. Moving into the circle briefly as Hung does his best to body block. All in from G2. The public execution brings 369 right into G2's backline, and they start to fall. TES make it look effortless. Cream pulled back, the shockwave, Caps a moment, he turns it back for G2 and takes 2 in return.
Caps is popping off, the Orianna has arrived. The shockwave Vedius saves a bit of it for G2.
It's a little cliche, but the shockwave did in fact find them all. He connected onto all 4 members to turn that fight around.
Let's get back to live though, because after that fight,
Shockwave in just a few seconds. G2 know they have an angle to turn it. It's a brief window of opportunity. They managed to take away the Drake. Now they're keeping the fight going though. Excellent ulti again, catching out Scumon. He's been locked down, he'll be sacrificed. TES get 1 on the exit kills, but G2 slow the soul stacking for TES.
Yeah, I think TES should be able to get this game right back on track, but G2 have kind of interrupted that stacking.
TES still hanging around. Q3 from Broken Blade. Pathmaker pulling him through as well. Jackie Love charging up the piercing arrow. Decent damage from Broken Blade. The one target it doesn't hit. Caps, on the other hand, happy to have all that extra gold after the last fight. The command attack really starting to hurt.
Top Esports doing really good job at controlling this space. The poke from Jackie Love, the poke coming through from Cream, knowing that he has the assistance of Hong. They keep G2 at arm's length, but they don't yet start the objective. They want to get the tower, and this will go uncontested.
G2 losing more and more control over the bottom side. Passive control gone now that the tower's been deleted. Kanavi poking his head in. It's the blue buff picked up by TES. G2 again, we've seen it before. We saw it in Swiss. 8K. Getting lower. Kanavi looking for the flank. G2 have no idea. They want to burn this down. They see the TP now. They realize they may have overstepped, but the Otacon's been leashed. TES won the fight. Double redemption, but they're grouping for the Cyclone. Crescent Guard denies it for a brief moment, but all of G2 have to run because once again, it is 3-6-9 and Cream back to back. The triple kill for the Akali. G2 are helpless in the face of this top esports die.
He's rolling all nines today. This Ambessa is insane. He's cutting them down. The teleport ward is perfectly placed, and G2 have been decimated.
Shepherded into a choke point. Top Esports collapse like wolves and tear G2 caps.
Caps wants to clear the wave, I guess. Buys a brief moment with the Zanya to contemplate his failures because he will not get any kills.
He clears out the wave, but questionable play there as the Otacon is secured by Top Esports. A 7K gold lead, and just beautiful team fighting from this Top Esports squad. The fact that G2 had no recourse, no escape.
G2 in no position to contest, but remember, that Otacon was built on an early game from TES that was so commanding, that was so confident. That was already a Hail Mary for G2, and frankly at this point, Hail Marys are all they have left.
I mean, I've been super impressed with how Jackie Love has really gotten his revenge on Hans Sama. Top Esports take as many camps as they can. Lebrov's base will be interrupted as Top Esports take full control through the mid lane. They secure themselves another tower. Everything going the way of TES.
They have remained calm this entire game. TES just progressing their game plan with Wukong and Ambessa. The turn is crazy threatening. 369 though, he's still out on the map.
Q flash coming in for the Shattering Strike. Skumon gonna follow up. Public Execution gets a little bit of space for 369 as he flashes out. The Drake Hound step, but the Shockwave brings him right back. Hung on the way in to try to protect his top laner, blocking so much damage with the Unbreakable. And now it's Cream in the Shroud. 5 members. The death ball of G2 as Cream dashes right back out. And Kanavi goes in. TES diving, dodging, cutting through G2. And now it's Broken Blade to try to turn it back. He's gone all out, but it might be too late. Skumon staying living for a brief moment. Redemption now coming in. The extra healing from Thunder Sky will not do a damn thing. Broken Blade down, an ace for TES.
Absolutely beautiful from Top Esports once again. Back to the G2 squad. It was quickly snuffed out by Cream.
And remember, for both of these teams, there are questions about how they will respond to pressure. For now, Cream needs to worry about responding to the Xin, though, as he dodges through, managing to get away from the Shockwave. Redemption going in. He will dash through with the perfect execution. Goes back in onto Caps. I don't think he needed to go back in.
Kanavi could...
That one wasn't it, but Cap's gonna flash out. The exhaust is there. Wants to convert the kill back onto Caps. Lebrov there trying to body block as best he can. Slow coming in from the Celestial opposition. Crucially, the piercing arrow from Jackie Love does not connect. I mean,
anyone?
I think it's worth. I would say worth.
In that situation in the game, that is worth, because you
absolutely.
actually cut down on the pages. They're gonna need a lot more.
Cream did get the Zanyas though, so we'll have access to another stasis effect as Kanavi's just stepping forward to poke. Ulti from Jackie Love locking down Broken Blade. It's a split fight. Kanavi still stepping forward, not hesitating to do so much work. Shockwave only connecting onto 369, but it just does not stop him.
Oh my God.
Passive procs left and right. Running down G2 Esports, a double kill for Jackie Love as these kills are donated to him so consistently. Flashes over the wall. He knows a dead body when he sees it, and G2 out of this game 1.
Cream was just the starter. The main dish of 369 had yet to arrive, and my goodness, did it blow G2 away in game 1.
G2 sent reeling. TES, the dominance from Swiss was not a one-time thing. G2 sent back to the drawing board as TES run a victory lap around Summoner's Rift.
And Shanghai is popping off.
I mean, we'll have to see. They didn't make it to the World Quarterfinals last time with Mickey, so we got to give that credit over. But the bot lane was extremely dominant. Also loved how they got Cream involved. Had this counter pick. He TP's bot, they donated him the kill, and he really took over.
Lucian
I don't like this.
Full disclosure, this man has not gotten his international loosened license. Very few people in the West have. Now, if there was ever a game to change it, this is one. But this is a champ that we've seen, even if it gets small lane advantages, even if it's okay at one item, has to be frustrated.
Everything. He lost it all.
3 from LeBron. Can't sidestep as the initial Q connects. Hanwha only level 2. Is able to proc the press the attack. JackieLove so damn low. Skewmon starting to walk down. TES imprisoned under this bot lane tower. If they go anywhere else, they will fall. And if they leave, they will fall
Jackie
even
needs level
further
2.
behind. JackieLove desperately needs access to the spell shield, but it looks like Skewmon might just start to walk him down. Knockup is there, but again, LeBron 3 for 3 on the bindings. Hong, though, clutch as he fires back.
Woo, G2 barely get out alive with the other two members. Mid though.
Caps caught out, procs the phase rush, starts to run, will be able to make it away. Hong on the way in to try to finish off the run. Q, flash, slowed down. Skewmon getting a little bit more damage. Down goes Hong. He wanted to turn it back, but G2 find another.
We wanted to see a better early game from G2. Well, this is a damn sight better than compared to game 1.
You just continue to stack dragons, have Ryze constantly hovering to gank on bottom side, and Skewmon keep on clearing from top side down to bottom side here, scaling up on the Mundo as well. Plus, this also gives your Bard so many extra roam timers.
And I think a collective sigh of relief.
As Skewmon level 6 on Mundo just farming away, and with the extra grubs as well, you know, he got second Skull to Crab, so he got that extra leverage over Kanavi, then getting the grubs as well is just so nice for this champ.
The last bastion of safety.
Push,
TP not quite there for Cream. TP not quite there for 369 as the Colon comes out onto JackieLove, getting lower and lower. The heal already popped. Caps waiting off to the side. Skewmon taking the tower, and the TPs are now coming in. That's the feat of warfare for G2. And the portal out! A flawless heist on the top side. The equalizer too damn late.
369 waves goodbye to them as G2 mission accomplished. Tower dive successful and early game won.
We return back to live as Caps has found Hong.
Straying way too far forward. Thought he had an angle. Thought G2 were resetting, but punished for his hubris.
A large part of it, well, a whole part of it is you need to be leveraging your early push in the bot 2v2. And after game 1 where Hanwha just straight up got bodied by JackieLove in the matchup, to come in game 2, brush that one off, and then have a performance like this, a massive glow up for this G2 bot lane. They're continuing that pressure. Level 8 Hanwha to level 6 JackieLove. He's being completely zoned away from the farm.
And you can see they're committed to taking Jackie out of this game. They've ignored topside in 369 entirely. They're happy to give him isolated gold as long as they can take it away from JackieLove.
Yeah, this is something that G2's doing a lot this game. They are constantly committing 4 members to one side of the map. Broken Blade moves into mid to catch the wave. And as you highlighted, Dracos, they're just allowing 369 that solo farm. He's building a lead of his own, but the rest of the map is going all the way of G2.
Long committed into going into Broken Blade. That's the fate sealed for the follow-up. A lot of time wasted here. They do get Broken Blade, but LeBron moving up as well. TES finally finding an angle to strike back.
But it's all in setup preparation for that top side. I will say that bot vision has kind of been littered across the map from LeBron. He's got great deep wards everywhere on the map.
Kanavi on the flank though. Hanwha caught out for a brief moment. Cream finds him isolated, and Hard reads the play. Hanwha name changing to Dr. Seuss after that one. Cream demolishes him.
Oh, Kanavi ultimate wraps around and hits them both. 2 quick kills for TES.
Gives a nice window for JackieLove to get some much needed XP here in game 2.
Wow, that was just such a masterful play here for TES. Perfect timing for them to punish G2 and delete the gold lead almost instantly. And all the money, you know, going into Cream is exactly where they want it to be able to funnel into this Yone and have some huge threat. Dragon, though, stacking is still available for G2. They're starting it out very quickly. Broken Blade walking over. Galio ultimate ready.
Eyes on Hanwha and the Coling. The most fed, individually powerful member of this G2 lineup. He has to perform in the fight. It's the flank for Broken Blade for now. 369. The ulti combo is real from TES if they can find the angle. Kanavi moving forward, Hung getting chunked out. Taunt off to the side. Kanavi uses ult. It's the drag down for TES. They no longer with the fight. They want to get out. Quick fate sealed from TES. But now the Realm Warp in. G2 moving forward. The suitcase connecting onto Cream, but they don't quite find the snare. TES retreating well, getting the initial objective. Their fate now tempered. JackieLove locked up. Surely the Simmer falls here, but it's a quick flashback, and G2 walk away empty-handed.
Anti-synergy there. Lebrov ultimate actually hits the stasis onto Jackie just as Broken Blade got a taunt onto him.
Caps, no Realm Warp, and they know it. Kanavi here as well, the Profane Hydra, a lot of potential burst damage, move in, reset on the blade, Terra shape, grasp to try and finish it, the Ishtal's edge, knocking down Caps.
And just like that, Top Esports have eliminated the goal difference.
Mundo here. Skumon did go very heavily into armor, both the crit reduction as well as the tabbies, and getting the minus damage on auto attacks. So 369 still gonna kind of burn right through him.
Difficult position for G2 now. You have to feel that the ease of execution favors Top Esports. Hansama really needs to be on his A game, cannot afford to get caught again. You highlighted it already, but Jackie Love from being zoned away for so many of the early levels to now comfortably catching waves and farming in the mid lane. Definitely not what G2 were planning for. As Kanavi caught out for a moment. Ulti keeps him safe. Connects onto two. G2 thought they had the angle, but TES turn it right back. Hong going through the wall, looking for the setup. Initial binding going down. Redemption coming in to heal up G2 as they're ready to turn it back. Broken Blade there to cover both teams. Fist fighting for control. Ulti in from Green goes completely wide. He's forced to snap back, but the root is still there. G2 holding on.
Kanavi keeps finding these crazy plays. That should have been the bot lane of G2 dead once again.
It might have to be a steal. Know that Kiana with Rock Element, though, is so good at stealing objectives.
Waiting on that cooldown for the Terra shape so you can get the double Q off. 4K.
Don't let him in.
Does he want to risk the 50-50? The answer is yes, but Skumon connects with the smite, secures the Otacon for G2.
That's huge. That's flash off of Kanavi as well. No flash on the Kiana. And went in with Grass, hoping that the invisibility is going to buy him time to get a better smite.
We're kind of in this neutral mid game where it'll ultimately come down to execution from both sides. Hansama is so fed, working towards what I imagine will be the Infinity Edge. And once he gets it, my goodness, will this Lucian be scary.
That he will, as Hung cut out for a brief moment, but it looks like he's turned it back onto Lebrov. Thought the portal would keep him safe, but it did not. Mundo passive removed, won't be able to pick up the canister. Means Skumon is vulnerable. Heart Zapper there, forced to use the maximum dosage, starting to heal out. The taunt still connects onto Cream, but an excellent equalizer to zone away Hansama. Healing reduction does mitigate some of it. This is about half HP. TES now retreating. They've burned so many ultimates. Keep your eye on the Fate Sealed. Cream on the flank, but he's not going to be able to get much done. His Caps is already looking to take things over, but the ulti still hits! Cream in the clutch, trading 1-for-1. Skumon and Caps blinking health bars against 4 standing members of TES.
Incredible triangulation of the engage from Cream onto Hansama, taking him out. Caps is the fearsome member of G2 still left alive, but with the teleport, TES will force them off the objective.
Lebrov inbound with the Tempered Fate, but it does look like TES will tie up the Drakes. 369 not going to follow the magical journey. But TES getting what they came for, securing their second Ocean Drake of the game, as G2 forced to retreat to the top side of the map and put his gold advantage to work. But his lead starting to shrink, still 1,000 in his favor, still an extra BF sword. But keeping my eyes on 369, the Rumble continues to benefit as Jackie Love has been caught out. Skumon finding him. Kanavi's ulti not doing a damn thing. Mundo going where he pleases. The ulti from the Bard not quite connecting. Ulti from the Rumble, the equalizer, doing a bit of damage back, but the pick in favor of G2.
When in doubt, look to pick off Jackie Love. It is a tried and true strategy. G2 early position into the brush of the red quadrant of the jungle rewards them.
He's catching New. Hong's able to find the knockup, working through. Extra damage onto Skumon now going through. Cream is going to follow the snapback coming in, but Hansama's already gotten a kill in return. Skumon is just healing too much. The armor, the crit reduction paying off. Cream flashing out to safety. He found the angle in the previous fight. He will not today. Hung getting run down in G2's jungle. G2 found the initial pick. TES thought they could do one better, but they absolutely could not.
Ring around the rosy.
Hex flash goes over. Running. Okay, he's dead. And Hung, I gotta be honest, it's been a rough one. You said it earlier, but just continues to make these little mistakes as now 369 is in jeopardy. Shut down on his head, a bounty that G2 are eager to collect. 369 doing a lot of damage, but crucially the taunt turning away from Caps. Caps now 3 kills.
Honestly, this pace, G2 are snowballing. They're turning it up. They're creating some chaos here, and that has resulted in a 2,000 gold lead being retaken for them.
Spots it out. Skumon, of course, happy to tank up a lot of this damage. A massive risk to be certain. Tempered Fate available. TES group. Lebrov holding onto it as long as he can. Kanavi, the grass blade ready to go. Stun onto Jackie Love, connecting. Caps immediately going to follow. Redemption coming through, but it's not enough. Once again, Jackie is picked off. Cream coming in with the Q3, but it's just too late. Kanavi trying to make his way out, but he isn't able to grab the grass blade, and down he Kanavi goes. G2 might not get the Baron yet, but they sure as hell take the fight.
A scary situation that is masterfully handled. G2 find a nice turn onto Top Esports, who don't 5 all 5 members. They put the pressure onto Kanavi, they get the pick onto Jackie Love, and they're looking to secure their first Baron of the series.
What a domino effect for G2 that allows you really impressive use of a Baron buff that guarantees towers will be destroyed, gold will be accrued for G2, and the poise that they have showed on stage here after being demolished in game number 1 results in G2 knocking on the base of TES here, only 27.5 minutes into the game.
Nice magical journey to usher G2 into the mid lane, out-rotating TES for a brief moment does mean the inhibitor should fall. TES, I think, need to give this one up. Cannot afford to force a fight, especially with the Kiana at this angle. No big walls to play around. So hard for TES to get that 5v5.
Yeah, honestly, I think TES just have to play damage control. G2 are keeping up the pressure, though. These bards rotating everybody over to bottom side, and they're going to get this tower as well.
Tower flashing from Hong, looking for the 3-man immediate fall, but he's only going to connect on the Broken Blade. Creep cannot find the ulti, but Skewmon sure as hell can't find the back line. G2 moving through, but Kanavi found the shutdown. In the meantime, the healing now going in. It's a jungler down, but Hanwha is dead as well. Jackie Love and 369. Needing now to hold the line. 369 moving through. Jackie Love in the mid lane. TES a bit over-eager on the force there. G2 happy to punish as Cream manages to find the knockup. Continuing to poke at G2. And in the end, it'll only be the second inhibitor as G2 set their sights on their third dragon.
I mean, credit to Kanavi. The fact that he's able to continuously find these kills onto Hanwha speaks to how good he is on this champion. But the gold gap, I feel, is just too big right now. Flashes came through from G2 to disengage from that scenario. The Galio ultimate to zone the rest of Top Esports away meant that G2 could secure their second inhibitor. They'll put themselves onto Solve Point, and they'll hold on to the lead for now.
To be able to really catch back up. And so G2, they're not going to give them that time. 2 inhibitors down, and they're coming for the third.
G2 looking to keep the pressure up. 369 uses the equalizer to clear the wave, and they've got Cream split pushing in a side lane. Knowing that G2 don't really have the threat to full commit here.
They have the Bard ultimate. They could use it if they want to try and force a dive, but G2's engage isn't the quickest. They are quite reliant on Skewmon just running at his opposition. Maybe Caps landing a root. Good damage comes down onto Skewmon.
Another wave here. Cream finally going to reset, ready to engage in the fight. 2-man ulti coming in from Kanavi, and Labrov is on the way out, calling over the wall, taking down Hong as 369 also trying to fire back. The Flame Spitter doing a decent amount of work, but here comes the Realm Warp. Kanavi ulti already gone. He's got no course. Make it out of this one. The Grass Blade keeps him standing, though, crucially. Flashing from Cream. This time, Ansama's got the movement. Manages to make it out of the way with the Relentless Pursuit, and now Caps chasing down the remaining members of TES. G2 firing back in this game, too, and they may just look to end it here.
G2 bounce back in a masterful way. They stick to their comfort.
Kanavi, decent start to the fight, but it's just not enough. You said it, Betty. A masterful bounce back. We had questions. G2 had answers. The series tied at 1-1.
You know, we're able to stay calm and battle through that.
Both have to work on their mistakes and their timing specifically, because as you say, Azale, I've seen this versus BLG, even though they won that game. I've seen this versus FlyQuest in that last game as well, and you can't make those mistakes at this level.
Caps' Silas into this much range does... You know what, I question the Lucian. Great pick from Caps. I mean, what you've got is... Ivan has a lot of champions to support, whether it be Caitlyn on the back line or Silas/Renekton on the front line. So he wants to avoid as much damage as possible. Now, Skewmon making his way top lane.
Blake can just leverage the stun here. Infernal Chains do pull him back, but it might not matter. Skewmon, decent damage now coming in. The shield, extra slow there. Broken Blade still waiting for that cooldown, though. Might not be able to finish it. Does not want to go under tower. One more auto, and Skewmon manages to seal the deal.
Beautiful CC combination. Yeah, same thing for Caitlyn and the Caitlyn traps. Nice little brush line here is going to allow the quicker stack up as well. Lantern safety is still there. Nicely done from G2. All 3 grubs acquired.
Coming through the top lane, trying to thin out that wave, also threaten G2's bot lane in the event of the dive, but Hans is more than happy to just play for plates right now.
And despite a difficult first few levels, right, where Jackie Love and Hong are able to put all that pressure down, Hanwha and G2 have been able to bring themselves back in this game. It's a 200 gold advantage, but perhaps a bit too keen to take away some of these camps. Labrov is there with the Lantern. Can it get him out this time? The answer is no. Skewmon gonna fall, but gonna go move with the fancy footwork. forward just in time for Jackie Love to snipe out the kill.
The triple wards dropped plus extra bodies on top of the lantern. Good luck clicking that thing. Zoom in all you want.
Trading sides of the map, of course, Trundle, a terror on those towers, and while there's a lot of tools to protect Hanwha, not quite able to work through that objective quickly, even with the power of 3 grubs from the plays early on.
And I think Top Esports want to keep this going. Even TP is available for Caps. TP is about to come up for Broken Blade. They could look for a very deep flank to get a collapse onto 369.
It's also 20 seconds away from that Mountain Drake. TES were able to grab the first cloud. Instead, G2 happy with the Herald. See if Caps wants to burn the TP down to this bottom lane tower. Instead, it seems like he'll be happy to catch the wave wherever it's at. TES, though, see an easy angle to set up around this Drake. G2 aren't going to have any bot prio. It will be difficult if they want to contest this. I think more likely that they just give it away.
I will say that XP going the way of Top Esports right now. Mainly because 369 has spent so much time isolating the side lane, Cream doing the same. They both have about a half a level lead as G2 pushing this top wave in with the Heralds. Not much the Top Esports can do to stop it.
Ulti onto Broken Blade.
Caps has to be so careful here. He is completely isolated from his team. And of course, when I say that, that means that he has to fight.
Playing on the edge. Labrov obviously moving into the mid lane, as is Hanwha, but Hanwha has to be careful not to step too far forward. Has Skewmon to protect him, and not just one redemption, Vedius, but 2 ready to go.
As all these crit multipliers do start to come in and they can progress, you can put up the extra brushes, you know, for him to headshot from as well, and all of the healing and shielding that they have to kind of kite backwards. He can become this Caitlyn turret as we progress deeper on into the game.
369 potentially caught out on the side, immediately going to use the World Ender as Caps tries to chase. Flash away from the Abduct. Knows that if that single piece of CC hits, that Daisy very likely means there's nowhere else to go. So Flash and ulti burned from 369, 32 seconds ahead of that Otacon spawning. Kanavi already pulling the Otacon back, doesn't want to be too close.
Caitlyn's backing, they have no idea.
Now they suspect TP coming in from 369. Might not have Flash, might not have ulti, but there to back the team up on the objective.
If they don't have Caitlyn, they cannot fight. So the timing window here for Hans walking back is just going to be too slow. This is for sure just TES objective.
And credit to TES, recognizing the strength of their own composition, that they had enough control on topside to go for it, not waiting for deeper vision, getting those health bars right back up. TES pull away from the Drake, but Kanavi wants to fish for more. Pillar down in the mid lane, won't have much effect. Hook connecting onto Hong, but Labrov stuns himself to throw it down, and it's a severing bolt from the skies to knock him down. Caps will fall as well as Jackie Love fearlessly shifts forward.
The Jackie Love engage! He will arcane shift into your face, and they take down Labrov, they take down Caps, and they will take down the Dragon.
Top Esports are playing with their range flawlessly. They need to be the ones forcing their opposition into them, controlling that space, but they haven't been able to do that this game as Top Esports goes to Soul Point.
Can they find a surprise pick?
Root Collar over the wall. Broken Blade immediately going to stun him. So much damage. Barely gets a chance to push the subjugate. And likely still going to fall. The shutdown is there. 369 running, but the second Root Collar crucially does not connect. So G2 going to be happy with that single pick.
TS can push mid as a countermeasure, but honestly, yeah, whenever you're in doubt, go into the enemy jungle and look for a pick. You get the extra rank in that ultimate for Cream, and the team fights are just so hard to play. For everybody except for Hanwha, because the rest of G2 are going to be clumping.
Labrov going a little bit wide, but now he's just completely isolated himself. Flat forward with the play. Broken Blade ready to come over the wall immediately into the back line, but Jackie Love is still standing for now, untouched. Broken Blade trying to move forward, but 369 perfectly interrupts. Jackie Love shift back over the wall, now able to free fire, but Hanwha is firing back just as well. Trap down, redemption coming in. The Caitlyn needs to make the difference, but it's 369 into the back line with the triple.
Caps is going to run for his life, but 369 still on the hunt. Even though Caps survives, it does not matter. That is going to be TES awaiting the arrival of their Ocean Soul.
It does not matter the year, it does not matter the game, it does not matter the team. The LPL Aatrox comes all the same. It is the fear of all European teams as 369 comes up massively in this team fight. A triple kill secured, a soul secured.
A steal is very difficult. Okay, Lantern can get him closer. Is the miracle here?
Skewmon needs to get the steal. 5K getting lower. Caps waiting over the wall, taking a bit of poke already. Root down from Skewmon. Ulti's coming in, Lebrov getting lower and lower, 369 looking to isolate him completely. The jungler deleted. Kanavi remains on the Baron. Caps hoping for a desperation steal, but it absolutely will not work. The Ocean Soul, the Baron empowering TES as they take the objective. Hansama, Q connecting, Infernal Chains, and it's beautiful from 369.
Top Esports deny the steal from G2. Top Esports is hunting for more kills, and Top Esports is looking to go match point in this best of 5.
Lantern there, but TES running G2 down. Caps finally going in, but that's not a 1v1 you want. Jackie Love in melee range, fist fighting the Silas without fear.
And TES are inside the base. They've got Baron buff on. They can just go for the rest of the buildings.
Reset coming in from Broken Blade. Skewmon there, but it's not enough. 39 seconds on Caps, 13 on Hansama. The True Shot Barrage will not connect, but TES just keeping the siege going. One tower to fall. Broken Blade marked up by the Spiraling Despair, trying to hold on to the mental in the final moments as the last member of G2 falls. Hansama there just in time to watch TES move on to match point, and they're making it personal as they take him down.
Kanavi flashing the JDG sign right there. Him and 369 want to back in semifinals.
On this Ivern, which I think caught people a little bit unaware, or at least Top Esports unaware, because he's only played it 4 times in his career. It's not exactly a champion you commit to Skewmon on.
The ability to just remove someone from the equation, gain easy access onto the back line, and just their ability to start fights is definitely there. Whereas for Top Esports, they've kind of got a skirmishing jungler with a scaling mage, a proactive bot lane. I feel like Top Esports' comp, while it does have solid laners,
At a man disadvantage for now. Skewmon and Caps on the way up. Remember, the Draven, the potential gold income from the stacks could be massive, but Hansama is zoned away completely right now, and they recognize a window of opportunity. Kanavi immediately going to go forward. Hung not able to find the knockup. A clever use of the heroic charge from Skewmon. Hansama off to the side. Eyes on the Draven. The knockup is there, and Hung might just go down. That's the ulti, and the first blood to G2.
Kanavi wanted to steal away a Grub, but he gets Ornn ulted.
Horn called. Kanavi still running, zoned away from the objective. LeBron pretending to be a melee minion.
they've TP'd Broken Blade up here though, and that's just giving 369 free access to this bot tower. It is good news for G2 that they secure first blood and they get those grubs, but 369 on the meanwhile is...
Yeah, nice move here from G2. They use this Draven power on the bottom side of the map to push in bottom lane and guarantee that they can then shove Kanavi away from the Scuttle Crab and get the Dragon on top of it afterwards here. So really playing around Yuntal completed Hansama.
Level 9 though. Ulti available, as is the flash. G2, they've got Skewmon in the way, but they need to be careful not to go too soon. Root does connect onto 369. They spot Skewmon now coming in. Hansama forced to flash away. 369 manages to connect with the wall. Flash forward, 2 into the wall, and here comes Kanavi! 369 playing with patience, punishing G2.
Oh, 369 is insane. He alley-oops into the wall for Kanavi to clean it up. Comes down and gets 2 kills onto the Nefiri. That is absolutely insane.
They're going to need to be careful on the side lanes. You can see the pings down now onto Caps. Kanavi moving down. Caps will see this coming. But Kanavi taking his time to move in. A nice backstep. Scatter of the week is going to be big here. Eyes on Caps. 369 starts to stack the Rage. Ulti's still not quite available. They managed to lock him up. Going to try to burst him down because it's Broken Blade out of nowhere on the flank to secure the kill.
Top laners really want to be bot lane. They TP to bot, Broken Blade assists with the kill. He'll help his team get the first tower of the game as well. Cream will be left isolated top to pick up farm where he can.
Is going to determine the feats or the next objective for G2. They are very close to getting them. Top side here is kind of being answered and will eventually go down, so is at least going to be Cream.
As 369 looks to secure another tower for his team.
369 gained and then lost a bit of a gold lead in the isolated 1v1 after Broken Blade was able to TP in and get that first kill. Caps zoning hung off. Cream now moving in. Just a bit of cheeky poke. Won't be able to steal away the Herald. G2 are able to secure it in exchange for the bot lane tier 1 as you highlighted, and that is the feats.
My big question is going to be, how can G2 play side lanes later on into the game with this Gnar having Trinity Force already for 369? I know he is going to allow TS early moves on a lot of these objectives by pushing in one lane. There's not a lot that Broken Blade can do about it except kind of like collect the wave once it gets up to the secondary tower. And it does result in a Chemtech Dragon here for TES.
So G2 kind of have to cover this side lane. They have to overstack and they have to leave Broken Blade on the weak side of the map in order to really play through these side objectives. Caps will secure that tower, equalizing us.
Teleport play here. They're trying to pincer 369.
369 starting to back up, extra movement speed from the Hyper proc. Ulti out, not a lot of rage. Stack trying to bounce, but he's not going to find the angle. Instantaneous knock up, the Fury stacking. 369 living for an extra moment, but not nearly long enough. Cream comes down, but it's just too late.
Ooh, G2 burst him down just in time. Close to going mega there, but the teleport from Caps is good. That's how they're going to attack the side lanes. They teleport the Syndra in, they 2v1 it. Very early armor penetration for himself. G2, I like this move with the Rift Herald. They have extra pressure towards mid lane.
So much threat. You can see the range of the Scout of the Week from Caps makes it so easy to poke out Kanavi. Jackie Love, shorter range, all things considered, so can't really walk up to that wave without risking his life as he doesn't have the ulti. He doesn't have the cleanse, and you can see it's hurting. Knock back into the wall onto Hung. Is forced to use the quickness. Taking his time on the blast cone as G2 remain laser focused on this mid wave. Kanavi waiting over the wall, but spotted out by Labrov, crucially.
And so he is almost at the 100 for the execution for his ultimate ability. It's not going to be ready for the Otacon fight, though.
Skillmon's already started this objective. The TP early used by 369. Both teams looking for a brawl.
No control over the opposite side, Tribush from G2, but it seems like they are unconcerned, happy to just force the front to back. Hung on the flake, no quickness available, but he does have access to the exhaust. 3K on the objective. G2 are trying to burn it down, but Kanavi's not having it. The Forge God called, Broken Blade exhausted, knocked out. G2 hand delivering the objective to the side of TES. 369 wants a bit more. The Hyper procs coming in, Scout of the Week. Pushing back TES, but G2 losing so damn much.
Yeah, G2's hopes come crashing down as Otacon is stolen and they are killed in retreat. I saw 7 HP on that Otacon and Kanavi is able to get it. They also kill Skewmon, pushing him out.
And it's Cream that gets the double kill as well. This Victor, a full level up over Caps, accelerating into the mid and late game. Top Esports, we were saying what will be the fight that really breaks this game open, and I think we just saw it. Top Esports now funneled themselves into this narrow choke. We go back to live.
369 likely to fall here. Caps laying down a good bit of damage. They're going to give the cash out to Han Sama, crucially. Big chunk of gold, 1,000 immediately into his pocket. Denying the brief window of opportunity, but it is important, right? Red buff across 5 members at this point in the game is big.
Poke from Cream. Nothing to underestimate. You can see the health bars.
Kanavi already used the W. They see that as an opportunity to go in. Instant focus coming in for G2, but Kanavi still stands. TES have weathered the storm, and it's Kanavi now on a killing spree. Here comes Hung. G2 thought they had the angle, but Kanavi lives.
Top Esports hold the line. The engage from G2 does not set up the fight that they were looking for, and the response was brutal. Top Esports find 4. 369 is looking to take out Caps.
About to go mega. One more hyper proc, giving him the extra movement speed. One more auto, the boomerang to get it done.
369 finishes the job, and TES will take the Baron.
We turn back live.
Another fight breaking out. This time Labrov in trouble. 369 there. Kanavi on a rampage. Baron still empowering TES, but you said it right. They thought they had the angle. They thought they could kill the Nefiri. They didn't have the damage in the right place, and the entire fight fell apart.
I mean, Jackie Love and Kanavi, all they had to do was flash away, and that was enough. G2 then couldn't chase the rest of the fight. Top Esports played it patiently. They had a very nice re-engage, and you have to feel like that was the final fight of the series. A 6.5k goal lead for Top Esports, a Baron buff as well, another pick onto Labrov. Things are falling apart for G2.
Ulti coming in from Kanavi. Goes intangible, and Caps just gets cut down. Everything connecting, the reset on the ulti there. Hansama not powerful enough. Skewmon tries to get the space, and it's the cash out. TES overeager, the shutdown for Hanwha, but the pressure still mounting as the tier 2 falls. The Baron still there, empowering the remaining members of TES. Just a 1-for-1 in the end. The gravity field coming into the ulti to follow. Hung with an ulti of his own, looking to lock down Hanwha, who for now is untouched. The lifesteal is there, and he's living for an extra moment, but here comes Jackie Love. Wants to make the difference. It's just Broken Blade and the Brav left. He is here to clean it up. No man left standing.
Cream even lives in TES. They are going to go inside the base. The Baron buff still on. They're looking at semifinals.
TES. They waited 5 long years. Jackie Love. 5 years since they've been to a semifinal. They don't want to wait any longer. They don't want to give G2 or Caps a moment to breathe. TES, take down Caps, take down G2, strike revenge for